music of John Williams and the music of Star Wars are inseparable. That is what brings the total emotional context to the movie. We were, as always, truly honored to be able to once again work with John Williams, one of the most respected film composers in the world. His score brought extraordinary depth and passion to the Mustafar duel.
Good morning, people. We will start with 7M8.
Star Wars is essentially a silent movie, and in this particular case it's even more so because it's an action sequence. There's no dialogue in it. So when I talked to John Williams, I said, listen, this is a perfect place to have a new theme. Every film we try to at least bring in one new theme, and I said this is sort of goes beyond the Duel of the Fates, which we used before. Because now the people who are fighting are friends, so it's a kind of tragedy Duel of the Fates.
John oversees the entire process of getting the music that he's imagined inside his head out onto the screen. He and his music editor, Ken Womberg, work with a staff of orchestrators and, of course, the extraordinary London Symphony Orchestra, a group of more than 100 deeply talented musicians.
If you lift the bow on the second beat, it might be helpful.
In many ways, it's the most enjoyable part of the job because it's the moment where the music gets up off the paper, where it's just an abstraction, and becomes a live human thing.
This piece is beautiful.
Does it work all right?
Yeah, it works great.
With dialogue, sound effects, and all the music completed, it's the sound mixer's job to make sense of all of it. To find just the right balance so that a scene can have the maximum dramatic impact.
There's, probably 200 tracks worth of material, and those are all played together through the speakers in the theater, and you make a judgment as to how the audience will hear this, and you make adjustments.
No, I like the lava flow. I like that part. Once he jumps off, I think we could bring the effects down just a bit, and then it's even when that thing finally hits off screen, we can bring that down too.
The idea by doing it in Pro Tools this time around is that we don't pre-mix anything. At any moment in the final mix, every sound that was recorded, the individual file, is available to us. And we can bring it up on a screen, we can re-edit the sound, we can pan it or position it around the room. And so we can address the very intricate details of the sound at any moment. This has never been done before on such a big scale.
It would be good if we could bring that up just a bit.
It's awfully hard.
It's
George.
hard.
I think it's about as much as you can
Take
go
it.
with it. It's not a heavy vamp
It's thin and weak.
like me.
The music team hears the trumpets and the piccolos and the drums, and the sound effects team just hears the explosions and the swords. Everybody has a viewpoint, and sound is a very subjective experience. There were times when someone wasn't happy, or it usually boils down to sound effects versus music, and that means Kenny Womberg versus Ben Bird.
You happy, Kenny?
Not really.
Not really.
No,
Why?
it's noisy.
Noisy.
Oh, I just think the music could live a little bit more than it does. I mean, it just gets wiped out.
Too noisy?
Yeah, for my taste.
We've done that for 30 years. We've had our little sparring matches back and forth at the mix.
The music is kind of a thread to that whole montage of cutting back and forth.
Right.
And it just gets lost.
Well, let's try lowering everything a little bit.
George, Ben, Matt, and Kenny work with the mixers to make every single sound element pull you into Anakin and Obi-Wan's world as they fight this amazing duel.
Yeah, that was better.
That was good.
The music sounds good now.
Yeah, sure does.
Are you happy, Kenny?
Yes, I'm smiling.
Really?
Is that what that is? Now he's. All right. Well, sounds great. Sounds great.